Many narcissists will act like they want to change, but they really don't. But they act like they want to change in order to give you false hope so that you won't get rid of them, so that you'll continue to play the game. So here's some of the things that a narcissist will do to give you false hope. They will agree to go to counseling with you. You've confronted them. You've just had a blow up. You say, we need help. Unless you go to counseling, it's over with. They will go to counseling with you and you have hope. But what happens in the counseling is, as a narcissist, they are very smooth. They are very charming. They're very logical. They get the counselor on their side. They convince the counselor that you're the problem, that they're the sane one. And they can spin a picture that the counselor believes. And pretty soon what has happened is you feel ambushed because now the counselor is on the side of the narcissist against you as the problem. It backfires big time. Another thing that they will do is they will take a course. So they could take our Lift course. They could read books on relationships, read books on trauma, take a course on trauma, and you get your hopes up. Oh, they want to learn. They want to learn. Well, not for the reasons you think. They don't want to learn so they can change. They don't want to learn so they can see what they're doing. They want to learn so they learn the language, so they know how to use it as a weapon against you. So they know how to twist it so that they can now play with your thinking and distort your thinking and get you to see that it's your problem. That happens so often. Next thing that they can do is you have a big blow up, you threaten if you don't get help. And so we got to go to counseling. So they go to counseling. But in their mind, it's not to change. It's to manage the crisis. Because right now, the relationship in their mind is in a crisis. They're threatening to leave me. I have to placate them. I have to make a few little changes, do what the counselor says to, spend a bit more time with them, talk through problems a bit more, communicate a bit more to calm them down. And as soon as everything's kind of smoothed over and calmed down, then they regress back to their old behaviors. So they don't change their core issues. They make a few surface Band-Aid changes to calm you down and get you off their back. So that's another tactic that they would do. Now, I need to point out that a lot of people, when they raise this with me, they think that the solution would be to go to their narcissist partner and say, I'm not happy. I'm doing all the work here. I am changing. You're not doing anything. You're not looking at your stuff. And they think if I just have a very open, clear discussion with them where I communicate very clearly, that they'll hear me. And they'll go, oh, you're right. I never thought of that. Okay, yep, I see you're doing all the work. I need to start changing. And they'll own it. All they need is you to say it clearly enough to convince them. But you want to know what usually happens with them? It doesn't work like you thought it would. You have this wonderful discussion and they take what you say and twist it to make you the bad guy. So what you were hoping was this going to be this open, honest discussion that would lead them to see they need to own their part, ends up being you pouring out your heart, they taking that, twisting it, and using it against you. That typically happens. Now, I got to add another piece here. Let's say you do get to a point where you decide they're unwilling to change. I have to end this. So you communicate that to the narcissist and you say, it's done. Here's what's been happening. Here's what I've noticed. Here's the chances I've given you. Here's what I've communicated to you. You still have done nothing. It's over. What they may try to do, and you need to be prepared for this, is contact you a week later or something and say, I'm ready to have a discussion. I'm ready to talk. And you get your hopes up. You go, oh, maybe, okay, finally they're going to be willing to look at their stuff. Not usually the case. Usually they want a discussion so they can try to influence you. So they're looking for an opening to be able to talk, to be able to plant seeds in your brain, to influence your thinking so that you take them back. You give them one more chance. They will make false promises. They will twist things a little bit, trying to get you to give them one more chance to take them back. But they're still not willing to change at a deep level. So all of these different games narcissists will play. Now let me add another piece that has to be factored in here when it comes to ending a relationship with a pure narcissist as far as a partner or parents is this is not a minor little decision like what color of socks do I wear today. This is a major life-altering decision. This is not a decision that can be made lightly. It has to be thought through so closely, carefully, methodically. And so I never want to trivialize the importance of this decision. It's further complicated by the fact that often children are involved, and you got to factor that in. Then there's financial considerations. If you separate, what are you going to do to pay your bills, to get another place to stay? And then another factor can come in, and that is what happens if they react very badly and they become violent, if they threaten to take the kids, if they go to court and totally misrepresent me and take my kids. Like, this could go really, really bad in a whole bunch of different directions if they don't respond well. And there's a chance they won't respond well. And then for some people, there's another factor, and that is they've got years of religious teaching and family beliefs about the sanctity of marriage, that you don't divorce, that is wrong. And they have a whole bunch of false guilt around doing that, or what they might do to the children by divorcing. So there's a lot of pieces to this decision that you need help with a trained professional who really specializes in these things to help you think them through. Now I got to add another piece to this, and it's an important underlying issue. What I have found is a lot of times when people ask me this question in a seminar, they want to know what I think, and they're willing to follow a lot of my advice, except one piece of it, which would be, I think you should end the relationship. What I find is their primary concern in asking me this question about ending a relationship or what to do with a narcissist is they're hoping I'm going to give them a new piece of information they haven't had yet that will magically give them a solution to fix the relationship. They are not prepared to end the relationship. They're doing everything possible, even picking my brain to try to find a way to magically fix the relationship. So what I have come to realize is this: if your bottom line is you are not willing to end the relationship, even though it is proven to be unhealthy, even though the other person has proven they are unwilling to change, the problem is no longer the narcissist. The problem is you. Why are you unwilling to end it? What issue is it that you have? Because that's really the problem now. What issue is it that you have that is preventing you from ending it? Until you solve that, figure that out, and work on that and change that, you're going to keep asking people for magical fixes, but you're never going to get them.